Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. Today, I want to tell you a story about transforming your approach to weight loss. I often connect with athletes who are deep in the science of preparing for competitions, a massive and complex field. But I know that the vast majority of you watching aren't aiming for the Mr. Olympia stage. You're men, women, maybe even students who look in the mirror and have a very simple, honest goal. I have this excess fat, and I just want it gone. I'm not dreaming of a perfect six-pack. I just want to feel lighter and healthier. We're not talking about a crash diet you start on a Monday, suffer through for a week or a month, and then quit, often feeling worse than when you started and watching the weight pile back on. The goal is to find a method that is, first and foremost, tolerable. It has to be something you can live with. Second, it needs to be incredibly effective, allowing you to see real, motivating progress. Over the years, I've experimented with many different nutritional strategies, and I can confidently say that one of the most powerful methods for someone needing to lose a significant amount of weight and stick with it long-term is a protocol known as the protein-carbohydrate alternation diet. Now, for those who are new to these terms, let's break it down simply. When we say proteins, think of foods like meat, fish, and eggs. When we say carbohydrates, think primarily of grains like pasta, rice, and buckwheat. And fats, well, those are things like oils and nuts. The magic of this diet lies in its very simple cyclical principle. We will have days where our primary fuel source is carbohydrates, and other days where we primarily rely on protein. This constant switching creates a powerful and sustainable fat-burning effect. You may have heard of diets like the Dukan or keto diet, where you consume almost exclusively proteins and fats, cutting out carbs almost entirely. While they can produce results, they come with significant downsides. Beyond the unpleasant side effects like keto breath, these diets are simply not suitable for everyone. They can increase the risk of digestive issues like constipation and are not recommended for individuals with certain gastrointestinal problems. But the biggest challenge is psychological. Let's be honest. Most people who carry extra weight have a sweet tooth. They are, in a sense, carbohydrate lovers. Their bodies crave that energy. Forcing them to go completely without carbs for more than a few days is a recipe for failure. They might last a week, maybe 10 days, and they'll see some results. But soon, their energy plummets. Training in the gym becomes a monumental chore, and their willpower shatters. And as we all know, diet alone is rarely enough. It must be paired with physical activity to be truly transformative. The protein-carbohydrate alternation diet is brilliant because it acknowledges this reality. It's built for real people. Here's how a typical cycle might look. Let's imagine a 4-day block. Day 1, e.g., Monday, this is a high-protein day. Day 2, e.g., Tuesday, this is also a high-protein day. Now, for the next 2 days, you have a couple of excellent options depending on how you feel. Option A, the classic approach. Day 3, e.g., Wednesday, this is a mixed day. You'll eat roughly a 50-50 split of protein and carbohydrates. This day serves as a bridge, giving you a mental and physical boost as your energy starts to dip from the high-protein days. Day 4, e.g., Thursday, this is your high-carbohydrate day. Option B, the intense approach. Day 3, e.g., Wednesday, another high-protein day. Day 4, e.g., Thursday, a purely high-carbohydrate day to fully reload. So you start the cycle. On Monday, you're eating delicious chicken breasts, salads, and perhaps some grilled trout or mackerel. The number on the scale drops astonishingly fast, and you think, wow, this is amazing. 2 days and I've lost 2 kilograms. But friends, it's important to understand the science behind this so you don't get discouraged. There are no fairy tales in weight loss. That initial rapid drop in weight isn't pure fat. It's primarily due to the loss of something called glycogen. Glycogen is your body's main storage form of carbohydrates, held primarily in your liver and muscles. When you switch to high-protein days, you drastically reduce your carbohydrate intake. Your body, needing energy, starts to burn through its stored glycogen. Here is the crucial part. For every 1 gram of glycogen your body stores, it holds on to approximately 4 grams of water. Let's do the math. An average person might have around 350 grams of glycogen stored in their body. When you burn through that glycogen, you're also releasing the water bound to it. So, 350 g of glycogen times 4 g of water / g of glycogen equals 1400 g of water. That's 1.4 kilograms right there, plus the weight of the glycogen itself. This explains that wonderful whoosh effect in the first few days. You see a big drop on the scale and you look and feel less bloated. But glycogen stores are finite. Once they're depleted, your body has to turn to its fat reserves for energy, which is our ultimate goal. However, you can't run on empty forever. Your strength wanes and your brain feels foggy. That's why the carbohydrate day is not a cheat. It's a strategic necessity. On this glorious day, you get to eat pasta, cereals, and other complex carbs all day long. A common fear is, oh no, I ate carbs today and the scale went up. Yes, it will. But you have to understand what's happening. The carbohydrates you eat are used to refill those depleted glycogen depots first, before they are ever stored as fat. And as you refill the glycogen, you also pull water back into the muscles. That weight gain is simply glycogen and water, not fat. Think of your weight loss journey not as a straight line down, but as a series of waves, each one lower than the last. You deplete, you lose water and start burning fat. You reload, you regain water but boost your metabolism and energy. The net result over weeks and months is a steady, consistent loss of fat. By strategically including these reloading days, you keep your energy high for training, prevent your metabolism from crashing, and keep your sanity. It is always easier to endure the protein-focused days when you know that in just a day or two, you'll be able to enjoy your favorite carbs. From my own personal experience as someone who loves carbohydrates, this psychological relief made all the difference. Now, what happens when you hit a plateau? You've been following the diet for a month, you've lost a great amount of weight, say 8 kilograms, but suddenly the scale stops moving. Your body is adapting. This is where we can introduce two powerful tools, the cheat meal and the refeed. First, the cheat meal. This is a single meal where you allow yourself to eat whatever you want. You've been eating clean foods, but you're craving something specific: pizza, ice cream, a burger. On your high-carbohydrate day, you go to a restaurant and order it. Eat as much as you want in that one sitting. Psychologically, this is a massive release valve. Physiologically, it can shock your system, lower stress hormones like cortisol, and kickstart your metabolism again. My advice is to wait at least a month or a month and a half before introducing a cheat meal. Your body can handle that time without one, and using it too early can hinder progress. The second tool is a refeed. This is different from a cheat meal. A refeed is when you feel that even after your regular carbohydrate day, your muscles don't feel full, your energy is still low, and your weight loss has stalled. A refeed involves a planned, extended period of high-carbohydrate intake. For example, you could schedule 2 high-carbohydrate days back-to-back. This floods your system with clean carbs, supercompensates your glycogen stores, and tells your body that it's not starving, making it willing to let go of more fat. There is one golden rule to follow, especially on your high-carb days. Think of what I call the fried cake effect. What is the worst possible food combination for gaining fat? It's a mix of high fats and high carbohydrates together. Ice cream is a perfect example. Therefore, on your high-carbohydrate days, your fat intake must be minimized. The less fat you consume on that day, the better. On your other days, the protein and mixed days, fats are essential. They are crucial for hormone synthesis and the structure of our cells. Some aggressive plans suggest dropping fats to as low as 0.3 or 0.4 grams per kilogram of body weight. I personally disagree with this for the general population. I believe that on your protein and mixed days, you should aim for a healthier level, around 0.6 to 0.7 grams of fat per kilogram of body weight. This is especially important for women to maintain hormonal balance. If you are just starting and have a very large amount of weight to lose, I want to give you some liberating advice. You can see amazing results even if you don't count every calorie or weigh every morsel of food. For someone who has never monitored their diet, the idea of using food scales and calorie calculators can be overwhelming. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Just start by adopting the style of eating. Just focusing on changing your meal composition, protein and salads one day, grains and vegetables the next, will create a profound shift in your body composition. Get rid of the scales and calculators for the first few weeks. Just build the habit. On protein days, how many carbs are acceptable? Some say 0, but I find that up to 50 grams of carbs, preferably in the morning, is perfectly fine. When I used this protocol myself to prepare for competitions, I would have a small portion of oatmeal in the morning, which contained about 50 grams of carbohydrates even on my low-carb days. This protocol is so powerful that many professional European and American athletes use this exact principle to get into stage-ready condition. They use advanced techniques, manipulating glycogen and water to achieve that super lean, shrink-wrapped look. But for our goal to simply and effectively lose fat, the basic principles are all you need. A final, important thought. If you have a significant amount of weight to lose, it's always wise to understand the cause. Obesity can be primary, often related to lifestyle and habits, or secondary, caused by an underlying medical issue. Often, it's a mix of both. A good coach should encourage you to check your hormone levels, and a good doctor should emphasize that hormones are only part of the solution. Physical activity and proper nutrition are non-negotiable. It's always a synergistic approach. So, I encourage you to take this dietary framework into service. It works with your body and your psychology, not against them. It's as reliable as a Kalashnikov rifle. If you have a lot of excess weight, it will work. If you try this diet and find success, I hope you'll come back to this video and share your story in the comments. And for now, I'd be fascinated to hear about the nutritional strategies that have worked for you. Let's learn from each other. Thank you for your time. Be healthy, be strong, and I'll see you in the next one.